Hello, welcome back to Seawolf's Den. I'm crafting Ron. Starting my episode 17 with an idea for another mini rig. Now, this is one of the rare mini rigs. One, it's not a rig. It's a stationary tool gadget, and it actually was on screen, sort of. It was black, but regardless, I have two of these, and I'm going to turn them both. I intend on turning them into kind of a weapons platform for 28 or 35 millimeter miniatures. I've got some weapons from Final Faction, and I may go get some more. I'll probably have these hanging inside here. These will be in there. Missiles will be on top. I'll get some more of these. I know where to get these. I've got some guns. I've got some missiles. I got some more missiles. All from Final Faction. And we'll just arm this up to the teeth, making them. I was debating on making it like that. It's kind of a stationary, automated security drone or whatever you want to call it. Sentry drone. Let's sit at the gates of some big fortress or whatever, or cover the perimeter or something like that. So anyway, I gotta get some more of these weapons, but that's the plan, is to really arm this out. I love the idea of just these popping up and what's this? Turn it that way and fire. So next project for episode 17. Okay, until next time. All right, another mini rig project continuing. We got some new parts from some Final Faction stuff that I'm thinking about using while working on my other videos. These came up. I think these will all go well on this thing, so I'm gonna have to take it apart to see if I can just mount them in places that I can't reach otherwise. So see, there's little bridges to make the sound. And there it is all apart. So what I want to do is mount that in there. And the way you do that, so you don't want it poking out here unless you cover it up with something. So we put these two guns in there. We could mount these on top of it. We're going to wash this first. Definitely needs to be washed. I think taking it apart is a really good idea. So I can mount this in. I may just punch it through. Paint will cover that up, it's small enough. Mount some missiles up here. This will have to be modified. So what am I doing here? That's the question. I may have to have some other guns in there. All right, well, anyway. Somehow I'm gonna get these inside here. They're the only things that will fit. I've got another set of missiles, so I may take these missiles and mount them on the side. Maybe underneath, who knows? We've got all kinds of 40K guns I can mount. I may do that. There's a lot of options. And heck, you can go back to that as the main turret. Let's do a turret like that. Or maybe I've got something in 40K that might work. That might work. Okay. I think I got a plan. I want to wash this first, though. All right, we're back with this mini rig project. I'll have to look up what this is called. But until then, it's like a toolbox. It's like some kind of mechanical toolbox used in
used in Star Wars. It was, I seen a single picture, and I think it was from Empire Strikes Back, and they used it as a tool, or it looked like they used it as something to repair ships with. Maybe a portable power unit or fueling unit, because I think this did come with pipes, and what this did was it opened up and they had little extra tools in it. I think one of these I bought actually had one in it. Put it away since then. So, but we're going to, like I said before, turning into a stationary turret for 35 or 28 millimeter tabletop games, and my first attempt at it. So I dremeled the back of this gun to fit better, and then these actually measured a spot where I can do it, because this space is 1 inch. You put in a 1/2 inch mark, and then you try to line up the gun, and now I'm going to try to drill it. So with that, okay, hole is drilled. There it is. So what we'll do is we're going to glue it in, and I'm going to do this again for the other gun. Got a hole in our mini rig. I'm sure Star Wars fans are hating me right now, but one man's junk is another man's treasure, and this was junk. Now the hard part is to raise it. Will they know that's a gun? I don't know. Got another gun, one gun in, and got to get the other gun in. So we're going to measure off an 1/2 inch to center it. This needs to be a little more precise than just eyeballing it. All right, put this in at that mark, and that's what we need to put. Oh, no, we don't. All right, dremel the back. Just needed a little bit more space here. Okay. Oops. Always a danger of getting yourself in that. I didn't, but all right. Now we're going to do that in. All right. The main effect I wanted was this, and it is in there. So, true test. Perfect. Fits perfectly. Perfect. All right, so we got guns on that thing, little mini guns. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to clamp these down so that they are the best angle I can get. So I'm going to clamp that down. They're at a good angle. Not much I can do because a lot of the work is going to get done on this particular piece. Like guns there, gun there. Like this one's going to get, that one's going to get guns here, guns there. I have to figure out what I'm going to mount, if any, on this, because I think I'm also going to put the missiles on that. Yeah, I can put them underneath, I think. I don't like how that's, so I really want to cover that up now with some. There you go. I think I have 1 or 2 of these. Nice little 40K bit that will fit there. So I'm beginning to get an idea here. All right, so picture players walking up to an assembly that looks like this, painted, but looks like that. And they're told, not quite like that, hold on. Okay, so we're gonna take this. We're gonna take this, put this on the top now, and I'm gonna glue it just like that. And imagine the players walking up and saying, oh, that's easy. I mean, that's an artillery or gun emplacement that they have to take out, kind of like Guns and Everone or something. This is not exactly anti-personnel, at least at the 35 millimeter or 28 millimeter level. I mean, it could be, but right now it's pointing out, looks like kind of like anti-aircraft, anti-spaceship, whatever, anti-vehicular weaponry. But it doesn't look like there is any anti-personnel weaponry, so it's easy to approach to plant a bomb down here, assuming you can take out the guards, if there are any, and bingo, bango, bongo, the anti-vehicular weapon, is gone. Now, when they approach it, imagine this popping up and those guns drop out. All of a sudden, holy crap, it's got anti-personnel. And what I would like to do is have these missiles drop out as well. Don't see a way of doing that. Not really. The only other way I can think of is figuring out a way to make this snap in. When it occurs, when this goes up, this snaps in, and what I'll describe as something dropping out. Well, something to think about, because at the very least I've got a cannon plan. This cannon, which came in a bits box, completely assembled. I might have bits enough to make another one. It really does look like he kind of jury-rigged it himself. I don't know, like there's parts to this that look like they were cut. I want to put these missiles on here, so what I really want to do, and I'm just going to go ahead and do it, is mount these Sidewinder looking missiles onto these other missiles, so it kind of looks like a package. So, looking at a toy I've done, I cut off the bits that I don't want, glue this here, and I'll probably, what I'll do is I'll take a picture of what I'm assembling. That's probably good, because this is hard to see. And then we have complete missile assembly. Okay, let this cure. All this, like I said, I get these from eBay. You know, just a pile of bits. This was one eBay purchase, I believe. I have another one already put away and sorted. I put them in these bins to sort through them because, you know, I've got guns, I've got partial minis, more guns, organic parts, wings and arms and stuff like that, machine parts that I can place on anything, arms with guns. So I split them all out, sort through them. Hey, look, I got 2 of these. Those will come in handy. So yeah, I'm going to use those as a part to this. But yeah, I got a bunch. Back to the what I now know is the vehicle maintenance energizer mini rig, but I'm doing the first one, and the more I do this, the more I realize I may not be able to repeat this the same way, but I'm going to try. So as you can see, I've done a little work on this. I've been racking my brain trying to come up with a way to just let the missiles hang down like such. Oh, and I'm doing a little closer up angle so you can see the detail. So what I did was, this is still fairly loose and I'm not happy with it, so I'm going to do something different with the other side. It works. I'll use the 40K bit, much like this one. I've got a couple of these recently got, and I filled in some space so that elevate the piece because it went too deep into the well. My intent was to have it level. Unfortunately, placing the hole on the piece for the mounting bit, which I was just going to punch through, I put it in the center and it made it hard to actually keep it level. However, I actually like that better, so I went with it. It works better. I used more of those wood chip and some woodies that I got from the crafting store, so I was going to do it again here. I laid that down inside there, and that's the next thing. I've got to drill right into this part so that I need to get all the way to that edge to pop out, so it's enough of that nub to fit into the hole and hold the missile. So that is the next step, drilling it and then mounting it much like this one, so that I'll have 2. And then I forgot about these, and I want to probably dive into these, so I may drill a hole and drop them in there. We'll see. So anyway, continuing on. All right, I drilled the hole. It now fits. I notice now it seems big, but I need to get all of that nubby, or whatever you want to call it, to come all the way out so that the missile will fit like so. Okay. So at this point, but you see it sinks too deeply into that well, and then it's kind of dumb. It just doesn't work. So we glue enough in there, enough woodies. It won't be seen because this is the underside, so I don't care how it looks. Glue enough of these in there. Now I've determined that this one needs a little bit more, maybe because of where I put the hole. I thought it was close to the same spot,
but put a little bit more. Go ahead and glue this in there. I need some in the back. All right, that's what we wanted. So there you go. I'm gonna let that, it's just a simple assembly of woodies. It don't have to have the same woodies I have. You can get packages of woodies at your different lobby or Hobby Lobby or Michael's or whatever. I'm sure there's better ways of doing this, but I have done what I could to mount the way I like it. So the other thing I'm going to do here, I still had those doors or those panels from 40K, and I really like them in the way they look. It also kind of adds scale to the overall piece. Okay, I found them. My thought was either to just put these on there and have them appear to be doors. So I'm going to place these like that, or maybe see the teeth just don't do it. We're going to Dremel off the teeth, these teeth. All right, just some extra stuff to add to it, to make it, to scale it, to get it out of the action figure scale, whatever that is, and into the 35 millimeter. Or, see, I hate losing that, but well, kind of entrances into it, and access panels, whatever. Point of interest, who knows? But I'm just adding that to that just to have fun. So progress on this one. We shall continue next time. All right, I wanted to show some progress I've made on this thing, and I think I'm ready to go ahead and prime everything separately, and then we'll piece it together once I start painting it. But I've decided I'm not going to use these. I was going to put them like right here, but I just don't like the idea of leaving a hole. I can just leave them on there, but that kind of defeats my concept. Underside mounts are done. I've added some bits to this, kind of give it some scale, just some random 40K bits. So I like that. That's gonna get painted. I've gotten this ready, put a little radar thing on it that's a plastic toothpick holding it up. All right, so we're gonna prime these up and then paint them and get them ready for action. I'm trying to think of what I would color it. I'll probably again go with a military green or maybe a black, maybe that, and then just hit the weapons with a lighter gray, make it look ominous. So I like the progress, and we're almost done. All right, we're back with the gun emplacement, or the stationary sentry, or whatever you want to call it. This one is finished, but I went through some trouble with this one that I'll go over in case you didn't know it, or in case you can learn lessons. I don't know. This one's just finishing up painting, and I'll get the gun painted, and then we'll put it all together, put a little bit of wash on it, and hopefully have it finished by the end of the week. So this one I had painted perfectly, and I just noticed a spot I need to fix. I was real happy with it, and so I said, I'm so happy that I want to make sure I preserve it, and I have some varnish outside. Well, apparently these things should have, and may have, couldn't find it, expiration dates. This is an old can of GDW varnish that I don't even know where I found it or got it. Sprayed it on there, and it may have been temperature based, I don't know. I always, because it's colder now, I spray it out there and carry it back into the house to let it dry, because it's drier in here. But this varnish was nasty. After the drying, it was like crusty and ruined the paint. Bottom line, I had to repaint this just about all together. There's still some places where that crust is still there. So this got repainted. So I dry brushed it and just left it as is. Table ready. That's all I cared about. So these still come off just like that, and they come off, and there it is. Layers come up. This will pop out. Top comes off. Boom.
There's your guns. Missiles pointed straight at you. This is not as easy target as they planned. This one I put lasers on from Final Faction, and those will pop on, raises up, and I added a washer to these so that they can hang down a little bit lower, so that there's a washer there. And in order to compensate for that, I dremeled a little divot in there so the guns can sit. And so that's the second emplacement that's going to happen soon. So I hope these were cool enough that you watched the whole video. I'm still got other projects in the works. Stay tuned, like and follow, and always remember, seek the wolf in thyself. A little bonus footage for episode 17. I wanted to show something I'd done to a mini rig that I'd already had done. I worked on this prior to starting YouTube. This was one I just did for fun. I'll put up what it was originally called and what it originally looked like, but I wanted to do something else with it. I have since repainted it, made it look, did the camouflage. The big thing I did to this one was create kind of a canopy for the front end. The cover here is from another mini rig. I had just an extra cover. I think I bought two by accident, and it was this cover, and I was able to pin it. That's a mini rig I did with 40K bits. Didn't do much in the inside. It's kind of hard to get to. So I took that, I pinned it, as you can see, and put a bunch of 40K bits to create a canopy look. Even after the paint job, I wasn't real happy with it, but I got inspired after I did this mini rig, and I'll zoom back up. And this is one of the episodes, and I put the pilots in here like that. I got inspired. This bonus footage deals with my new pilot, and I'm real happy with this guy. Better than those other guys. Kind of like his color, But the best thing about it is, and I'll throw some pictures up that I did take, but I didn't take the progress, which I wish I had, but I didn't know how it was going to turn out. And it was a one-time thing. I had bits, pieces of things that kind of just came together to bring this guy to life. If you can see, he's in a seat, and that seat came in a bit that was tore up and painted and just really messed up. It was some kind of vehicle, and there was only one wheel left in a wheel well and a chassis, part of a chassis, and the seat was sitting in the middle. It was like some kind of three-wheeler or four-wheeler vehicle. I'm not really sure. It seemed small, and there was the seat and some control panels that were all messed up and looked like it had broken off. And in fact, the pilot that was in that seat was ripped out, and it pulled out a piece of the seat. So there's actually a hole underneath that Mini right now. Not a very comfortable seat. So I took it, dremeled it, took all the pieces off that I didn't need, and made a pilot seat using what I had left, because I knew that it was only going to show that little bit. And then another piece to mount it inside, which was, I'd never even imagined what I was going to use that for. And I just love it when you have all these junk pieces and you bring them all together and they come into fruition. I was able to use some junk pieces to create at least a halfway decent pilot for this craft. So I was happy with it. So there he is, yet another mini rig with a little extra. There you go, bonus footage. Like I said before, like and follow, and always remember, seek the wolf in thyself.